Hi, this is Vikasing from Horizon, and today's video I am going to show you SharePoint 2016 installation in single form. Also, we are going to focus on SharePoint post installation configuration tasks. So if you need our help to set up a SharePoint form for you, you can contact us. Our contact details are given in below description. Our highly technical engineers are there to help you in setting up the SharePoint form for you. So let's move from here. And so as discussed, we are going to install SharePoint 2016 as single server farm mode, and we will install and do the post configuration tasks for SharePoint 2016, like configuring the post installation tasks, setting up the demo website or site for the SharePoint, which can be a first primary site for our SharePoint 2016, which is going to be a demo. So let's start. So this is our demo environment which we are going to use in this demo of SharePoint. So the first machine, I'm using two virtual machine here. So the first machine is Active Directory server. You can see the hostname is Win2K12 DC01. Operating system installer Windows Server 2012 R2, and the domain name is horizon.co. So this is basically my domain controller server. If I go here, you can see Active Directory and DNS role is running on this machine. If I go to local server, you can see the server name and the domain name, IP address configuration, everything. So this is my Active Directory server, and my second server is SharePoint 2016 server. So you can see the hostname is Win2K16 SB01, which is running on Windows Server 2016, and I have assigned 24 gig of RAM to this virtual machine. So if you go here, you can see this is a first installed virtual machine. This is basically I have configured the IP address and joined this machine and domain. So this task is completed, so we can start the from installation perspective on this machine. So let's move to next slide. So we have this demo environment, and click next. And now you can see step by step SharePoint 2016 single form server installations. So the first thing which we need to do, we need to install SQL Server 2016 on a SharePoint server. So we are going to focus all these tasks on SharePoint server. So I'm logged in my SharePoint server. So before installing SharePoint SQL Server for SharePoint, you need to verify the .NET 3.5 is installed on this machine. So I'm going to just verify. So here you can see we have installed .NET Framework 3.5. So we are good to go to install SQL Server. So I need to go to mount the media. If I go here, see, I have just mounted the 2016 server SQL Server installation media. Going to launch it. Yes, I want to run. So select, click on install, and new SQL Server standalone installation. So it's going to launch a installation wizard for SQL Server 2016. So as this is a demo environment, I'm going to use a free edition, which is evaluation version. So click next. I accept the license term for SQL Server 2016. Click next, and it's running the pre-request check. So everything seems good here. So it will take some time. Then we have installations rule. So everything seems passed here. We have a few warning related to firewall, so make sure you have open the firewall for SQL Server ports. So good to go. Click next. Now we have a option selection option page where we can select the select the features. So basically we required database engine and reporting services. So click next. So we have instance name. If you want to rename the instance name, you can go and name the instance, and I'm going to use the default one, which is MS SQL Server. So click next. So now we have a SQL service account detail. So you can see I have logged in with my account, which is SP admin. If I go to command prompt, And who am I? You can see this is a domain account which is created in um, Horizon domain. So I'm going to use this credential count here. So Horizon, and put like sp admin, copy this and put the credential password for this. I'm going to run the automatic service and same. I'm going to put the password sp admin. So all the services like database engine, reporting services and agent, I'm going to use this sp admin account to run these services. So click next. So now we have a server configuration, database configuration page. So I'm going to add Windows authentication mode and adding the current account, which is Horizon/sp admin, and click next. So on a reporting services page, we are going to use the default one, install and configure reporting services. So go ahead, click next. Now you can see we have almost done everything which is required to do the SQL Server 2016 installation. So we have a verify page and everything seems good. We can go ahead and click on install to execute the installation for SQL Server 2016. So this installation will take around 5 minutes to get the installation done for SQL Server 2016. After that we can go ahead and install the SQL Server Management Studio on SharePoint server. So now you can see this is SQL Server 2016 server, which don't include a SQL Server Management Studio and itself. So you need to go to internet and you can download. So I have downloaded the latest version of SQL Server Management Studio, which is 16. So you can go ahead and download the latest version from Microsoft. So once the installation is completed for SQL Server, we can go ahead and run this setup to install SQL Server Management Studio. So I am pausing the recording here. Once the installation is done for SQL Server 2016, we will resume from there. So now you can see the installation is completed for SQL Server 2016. Everything is succeeded. So go ahead and close this. And now we can close this wizard also. And now I'm going to install SQL Server Management Studio. So double click on it. This is almost a silent installation. So on Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, click install to begin. If I click install, then it will take care about everything which is required to be installed in SQL Server. So Management Studio. So you can see SQL Server installation is completed, and it will take around 5 to 10 minutes more to complete the installation for SQL Server Management Studio and all this prerequisite and everything. So you can see now its status is loading package. Please wait. So we need to wait for a few seconds till the time it's installed the start the installations. So now you can see it's processing with the Microsoft setup, SQL setup, CTRL database, everything. So it will take some time. Now if I refresh this, you can able to see a few more installation is done. So I am pausing the recording once again, and once the installation is done, we require a reboot. So we'll write back once the installation is completed. So now you can see installation is completed, restart is required. If I refresh this, you can see lots of new application has been installed, like Visual Basic and everything. So we are good to go and restart this machine now. So after the restart, we can go ahead and configure the SQL Server for SharePoint's 2016 server database. So we'll do this once the server is rebooted. So click Ctrl Del to log in. We are just in. So now we can go ahead and launch the SQL Server Management Studio. If I go here, you can see here SQL Server Management Studio. Now you can see the wait for a few seconds and verify that all the services are running. I mean, there was no service down related to SQL Server, so everything seems good. We are ready to go. So you can see all the services running now, fine. So now we can go ahead and connect with our SQL Server with Windows authentication, which we have selected, Horizon/SPAdmin. So click connect. Now what we need to do here, right click on server name, go to properties. If I go to advanced, you can see here we have a value maximum degree, so I'm going to make it like 1 and click apply. And now we need to assign a permission to our SPAdmin account to have like DB creator and all the server role. So I'm going to right button click and open our properties, and then we need to select the server role. I'm going to assign a DB creator and SQL Server Security Admin Rights and click OK. Now we are good to go to next step, which is install SharePoint Server 2016 prerequest. So I'm going to close this SQL Server Management Studio here. Now we need to mount the SQL Server 2016 installation media. So if I go here, you can see the SharePoint 2016 media is mounted. Double click on it and you can see the SharePoint wizard is open. So before running the installation SharePoint server itself, we need to run the prerequest installation for SharePoint. So make sure you are connected with internet, so it's going to download all the things from internet, and it's also going to enable few server role on our servers. So I'm going to click on install server software prerequest. Now you can see it's asking to run. Yes, I want to run. So now if I go here, you can see welcome to the SharePoint 2016 product preparation tool. So what it's going to do, it's going to install lots of things. So the first thing, it's going to enable the web server IIS role and the Microsoft native client, ODBC driver, sync framework, runtime, and Windows Server App Fabric, which is one of the most important tool here. And it's going to enable few other things also. So might be some few tools is already installed on my machine, so it's going to basically ignore those which is already installed. So we can go ahead and launch this now. So click next, accept the license terms, click next, and now you can see installing and configuring the web server role. So it's going to install a IIS role on this machine basically, so to host the website or sites on a SQL server on a SharePoint server farm. So this whole process is going to take around 5 minutes to complete this process, preparation of the server for SharePoint 2016. You can see few services down, IIS is there now and stop pending, so it's starting configuring the IIS server role. So soon its configuration is done, we can see yes, IIS is installed. Also you can monitor the network traffic. It's going to use a network traffic once it's going to download. So now you can see its IIS role is installed. We can get here. It's installing the other things, so it's downloading few things from internet, like it's downloading a server app fabric from internet. We can see the traffic here. Now it's extracting the files. So IIS's role is up. Now it's installing app fabric. So this installation will take few seconds here. So done. Microsoft identifier. So installing now one by one every tools. So Microsoft prepare this simple installation wizard to make the easy installation for Server 2016 SharePoint. So you need to run this preparation tool and it will take care about everything which is required to have before the SharePoint 2016 setup. So now installing the update for App Fabric 1.1 for Windows Server. So now you can see your system needs to restart to continue. Press finish to restart your system. So now you can see the IS role is configured successfully. We have a product SQL 2012 native client is already there, and it's ODBC 11 and it's installed successfully. Framework installed successfully. App Fabric also installed successfully. Identifier extension and successfully installed the information protection control too, and WCF is installed. So everything is seems installed, which is no action, like already installed, no action. So we have installed everything successfully here. Now we can go ahead and reboot this machine and we'll see it's asking for some other installation, or we are good to go. So I'm rebooting the server now. So now we can move, I think, on next step, which is install SharePoint 2016. So wait for a few seconds. Now we can hit Ctrl Alt to log in. SP admin. Wait for preparation tool, it will automatically going to pop up and it will give the information. So yes, now installing. So you can see installation completed. All required prerequisites has been installed or enabled successfully. So we are good to go. We are done with this. So go ahead and close this. So seems everything good. Now we can launch again the setup. So double click on it, SharePoint server installation. So now we are good to go and install SharePoint server itself. So I'm going to click on yes. So you need to put your installation key here so you can get the free trial key from Microsoft. So I'm going to copy my trial key here. So I have inserted my license key, which is evaluation software license for SharePoint 2016 Microsoft. So we are good to go. I accept the license terms, click next. Now you can see the choose the file location where you are going to put the files for SharePoint 2016. So I'm going to use the default one and click install. So the installation is very simple. It's going to install all the SharePoint 2016 server application in our server. Then we can go ahead and launch the post installation task to run the configuration wizard for SharePoint 2016. So we need to wait for a few minutes here till the time the installation is done. Then we can go ahead to the next step, which is run the post installation configuration wizard for SharePoint 2016 server. So I am pausing the recording again. We'll back once the installation is completed. So the installation is completed. You must need to run the SharePoint product configuration wizard. So run the configuration wizard now. So go ahead and click close this. So it will automatically launch the welcome to SharePoint product configuration wizard. So click next. Now you can see it's going to restart these services during the post installation configuration. So we're good to go. Click yes Now you can see we have a connect to existing server farm. We can create a new server farm, so I am going to create a new server farm. So click next, and now we have an option to set the database server. So we have installed database SQL Server database on this machine itself. So what we can do, we can copy the server name with all its FQDN. So go ahead and put this name here and put the username. So in my case it's Horizon SPAdmin, and put the password for this account and click next. So we are good to go, and it's asking for passphrase, which we can reset later on. So I'm going to put here my passphrase. Click next. Now we can see we have a multiple server farm and we have a single server farm. So in this case it means we can set the dedicated role for any specific server. So in our case we are going to use a single server farm, SharePoint 2016. So I'm going to select this, so it's going to have all on one server, single server. So click next. Now you can see we can specify the specific port, or it's going to take the random port. So we are good to go. So this is basically for center administration web application page. So click next. Now we have information here. Configure the database server this, and it's going to configure the database name SharePoint underscore config, and host this central administration web application. Yes, we need to set it. And central application web URL, we are going to use this URL after configuration. And we have a location, local server role, it's single server farm. So good to go. And now I am going to open a SQL server here, management studio, to see what's going to be there, how the database is going to be created. So let's connect here. Now I can see if I expand the database, you can see we don't have any database related to SharePoint. So this wizard is going to run, and we are going to have this database after the installation. So close this now, and now you can see it's performing the creating and configuring configuration database. So it's going to perform 10 tasks, and it's currently running on third task. So this configuration wizard is going to take care all the thing automatically, and it will take around 5 to 10 minutes to get the wizard completed. Then we can see how the SharePoint, we can log in. Actually we can log into SharePoint's administration center, and we can configure the rest of thing, and we can run the one demo website, create a demo website in SharePoint server. So we need to wait for the settings. So now you can see it's moved to 6 out of 10. So now its process is processing quite fast, and you can see now it's registering the SharePoint features on a 7 task. So it will take another few minutes. It's enabling few features. You can see here move to 8th task, which is provisioning the SharePoint's central administration web application. So which we are going to use for the administration point of view to do the configuration for SharePoint server. So now almost done, finalizing SharePoint product configurations. So now you can see success, congratulations. Basically This configuration is completed successfully, so we have all the details, and now we can go ahead and close this wizard. So now you can see it's opening the web page for us, which is administration web page. You can see here it's using the port number which we have just configured during the installation. So it's Win2K16-SP01, the port number 2508, and we are good to go. And now I'm going to click OK. So now you can see we have an option to set up the participate in Microsoft. So I'm not going to participate. This is a demo environment, so we're good to go. So how you want to configure your SharePoint form? So what basically this is asking what we need to use and this SharePoint. So let's start the wizard, and we have everything here, like use the existing managed account. If you have any other, you can put it here. So I'm going to use this as a managed account. So now you can see we have access service, which is going to use the access database and app management, business database connectivity, Lotus Notes connector. We have money machine translator. Everything is there. If you want to modify it, you can modify it. If you want later to select or uncheck anything, you can go ahead and do this later on also. So I'm going to with the default options. So click next. Now you can see it will going to configure, working on it. It's going to configure all the things which we have just enabled on our SharePoint farm. So it's going to make sure everything is installed and correctly configured for first use. So you need to wait for a few seconds. This is going to take around 2 or 3 minutes. So now you can see it's done, and we can set the site, and we can put the name Horizon demo and description. We can put this is SharePoint 2016 demo site, and we have a lots of template here. We can go for enterprise. We can see the record center. We have a my site host. Everything is there. So and publish, we have a publish portal, enterprise wiki, product, custom may, and we can select our custom, and we have a call by registrations where we have a blogs, team site, developer site, project site, everything. So I'm going to use a team site to create this one site. So click on OK. We have a select your site like Horizon. I'm going to put an hyphen demo, or we can put simply demo. We can now click OK. So this is going to be a URL for us which we are going to use. Now this is working. It's going to set in less than 1 minute, I think. So we have to wait for a few seconds here. Now you can see we have this complete form is configuration wizard. So we have a running website here. If you want, we can copy it when we can test it. So I'm going to click on this. So working on it, and finally we are going to have our demo website, which is site Horizon demo. So we have to wait for a few seconds. So this is the first time when we are going to set up this demo website for us, so it will take a few seconds here. So now you can see we have Horizon demo website ready, and we have everything like documents, site content, everything is there. We can go ahead and now do the things with this team website which we have just created. So if you want to change something in this basically in this site, we can go and click on edit, and then you will get the everything what you want to change here. You can go and change anything if you want to change, and after changing you can save it. And also we have a setting here. If you go here, we have a site setting wizard where we can go and see all the things which is related to this particular site, and we can go like to whom you want to give permissions. If I go here on a group, you can see like what is the permission configured. So if I go here, users and permission, people and groups, you can see no one is there, there was no item. So if you want to add, you can go ahead and type the particular name like administrator. You can select, and you can select everyone here, and click here, so you will get those peoples here. And Excel services, we have lots of things other than this. If you want to go again, you can see the site permission, site application permission. We have like title, description, everything. We can change it. We have a web designer gallery, and everything is there. So this is all about installation and configuration of SharePoint 2016 and the post installation task. So if you need our help, our support to configure SharePoint server for you, you can contact us. Our contact details is given here. So thank you for watching. Bye bye. And if you have any question related to this, you can post on comments and we can get back to you. Thank you once again. Bye bye.